I wanted to put together a meal that was not only healthy, but took into consideration extra chemicals. So I had been dealing with canned beans for a little bit. And if you looked at my vegan grocery run video, it talks about that. So these are canned lentils. That's part of this overall meal, as well as microgreens and microgreen salad mix. So the canned lentils, what I did with that was I drained all the liquid that came in the can and I soaked these lentils in spring water for about 20 to 30 minutes. And the reason why I did that was because I wanted to get rid of the extra chemicals that was in the can. And so I want to talk about that a little bit, right? Because I have plenty of videos on what I cook and how I cook and all that sort of thing. But you'll notice that on many of these canned bean varieties, and this is a different canned bean variety, but you'll notice you got calcium chloride. And then you also have, anti-caking agents and framing agents and that sort of thing. And, the majority of the contents of this package, these beans that you can get in the cans, they typically are going to have a few extra chemicals that may seem very benign or not so threatening, but the thing is that I think it's a good measure to just go ahead and soak them in water, pour out the liquid that's in the can, right? I know there's plenty of cooking shows that says use that aquafaba. So I tried that for a while, but I don't think that water base that comes in a lot of these cans is really going to be recommended for health long term. And so going off my gut instinct on this, I decided that I'm not going to use the liquid that comes in the cans. Now there are other canned bean varieties out there where, for example, they're true non-GMO certified and they don't have any extra salt added. And so what you end up with is a can of beans, right? That is basically just the beans. And in this case, it's just water, right? And so that's what I liked about this particular can of beans, which I haven't opened yet. I'm gonna save this can. I'm not gonna actually cook these beans like I have the others. I'm actually planning on eating these beans straight, right? But I'm going to still soak these in water separately, right? So I'm gonna drain the water that this comes with, and I'm going to still soak these in spring water. But I feel more comfortable with this can of beans than I do the others, but I'll still buy the others only because they're more accessible to me at this point. But I'm going to definitely do my due diligence from this point forward and soak them in spring water so that I am assured that the beans are in proper shape. But there is a positive side effect beyond just ridding some extra chemical agents from the beans. And that is, I did find that when you soak the beans, you actually end up with a much better result in terms of the texture and the flavor of the meal when you're done. And so I found this meal to be much more satisfying. And of course, I added more liquid in the form of the vegetable broth, right? So I wanted to make sure that you had that liquid constituents there to improve digestion, bodily hydration, and to make sure that you have better bioavailability of the elements that you're consuming, right? And so that's the approach that I took in this. And so I wanted to take a minute to emphasize these aspects about dealing with the beans and dealing with their processing after the fact. And I found that yes, soaking them and putting them in the way that I did is absolutely vital for health and for flavor in the end. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you soon.